Hi, welcome to Alsagi. And in this video, I'll walk you through this test called CAEL, Canadian Academic English Language. Of course, the CAEL test, the Canadian Academic English Language test. Just that this video might be a bit sketchy because I'm making it quite late in the night. I had this thing that I wanted to make this video so that beginners' enthusiasm might have an impact on the quality of the video or the amount of knowledge I'm going to provide regarding this test, but it will be useful, and I'll try to make some more uh, I would say useful videos that are better also, but let's see what it is about. So I took this test, I would say a bit recent, not recently, but I think the date was I took it on the 14th of May. So yeah, uh, the test, honestly, as is stated, can be a substitute to the academic version of IELTS, which is the dream of every Indian student. Not every Indian student, but every Punjabi student for sure. And many struggle with it. Many struggle with components, maybe one or two, or maybe all the four. This one can be a substitute, but this one is not at all easy. I would say not at all easier. I'll tell you why I'll walk you through the format of the exam, but let me tell you some details regarding its acceptance. So you can see CAEL is accepted in various colleges of Canada. CAEL is officially accepted by professional organizations, colleges, universities, and employers as proof of English language proficiency. Please note that scores for the CAEL taken at a test center or online are used the same way, and that the test format, test content, scoring criteria, and rating scale are exactly the same. As in, there are two options. You can take the test at home, and you can take the test at a test center, and the tests are the same. While we'll send CAEL scores for either delivery method to the institutions you select, we encourage you to confirm that your institution accepts or will accept CAEL online scores. So you can talk to the institution if they accept the online version, the scores of that and other things, because the online version is taken at home, and then you can take the test from home. And took that only because I don't have time to go out much, but it kind of turned out to be a tragedy. I'll discuss it a little bit later, but not from their end, but from my end. It was my mistake. I'll tell you how. So you can read this information here. Accepting institutions, an asterisk next to an institution's name denotes that they accept KLCE. I think the center one, as well as KL online, and a positive denotes that they accept KL for graduate studies. So you can see the list of the colleges, and it's quite a long list for Alberta only. So there are other uh, provinces also. So you can go through each of them. CAEL online acceptance. Undergraduate programs from the following institutions have confirmed CAEL online acceptance along with the listed professional organizations. If you do not see the post-secondary institution or professional organization you wish to apply to listed here, please contact them directly. So yeah, there could be some that accept this exam, but they are not listed here. So you can contact your preferred college directly also in order to know if they accept this exam or not. Fine. So this was about that. Let me take you to my experience. I took the test from home. The thing and the scoring is out of 90 for each of the tests, for each of the components. You get a score out of 90. I can show you the descriptors and all. The results are declared in 8 business days, and you get a score report for sure, but the official one is sent directly to the institution, not to you. So there's a scoring system out of 90 for each of the components, and the best ones are 80 to 90. There's no distinction that they've shown between these two figures, I think. And of course, there are row score to band score conversion tables for reading and listening. CAEL score conversion tables. Like this one is for listening, as in out of 36, whatever you get. So is the case with reading. So I'd taken the home version. The thing is that in the middle of the exam, I had a power cut, and I was living in a hostel at that time. And what happened that as soon as the light went off, everybody was out of their rooms, and they all were out of their rooms, and they were making sounds in the corridor first of all. After that, since it was a power cut, and the inverters had all sorry the inverters had also run out of energy. They had also run out of the capacity to send out electricity, so it was all dark. Also, I had to type in darkness. I had to type in darkness over there. And because it's the keyboard, I was actually very afraid of the fact that this screen might go off, because there was nothing to there was no power source to charge my laptop at that point. But it so happened that my when my test ended, the laptop was still on. It still had some power, and I'm thankful for that to myself only. But I actually did a small mistake, that I should have taken the test maybe at the test center, or maybe I should have taken it in a hotel or somewhere else, because despite the arrangements, the accident happened. And so my listening, writing, and speaking scores suffered a little. um, in reading, I got a perfect 90. The others are 70, 70, and 70, and the overall came out to be an 80. So overall, you can say I'm an expert. Demonstrates a level of competence, accuracy, and effectiveness in academic professional settings. Uh, for others, listening is understands lectures with apprentice. Okay, thank you. Readily responds to the demands of the topic and presents information clearly and logically. Not bad. Writing. Speaking, again, adept, speaks with ease, presenting information clearly and logically. So I could have done better, because I was sweating first of all because of the heat inside the room, and then I was anxious also. I The battery could have run out, or maybe someone could have knocked on my door, or maybe you know I might not be able I might have succumbed to any other vulnerability that was around. And the anxiety, the risk, all these factors, you know screwed me a little on that day. And I realized that I should not have taken the test in my room, because the accident I actually wrote the accident was actually very affecting, and I actually wrote them an email also after the test itself, that I completed my home-based scale today approximately an hour ago. During the test, there was an unexpected power cut. It did affect my performance. I had asked my proctor if I could move the curtains a bit as the keyboard was not visible, but they refused to allow me to do it. So yeah, I actually talked to the proctor and I said if I could move the curtains a bit because I would be able to see the keyboard and I would be able to type better. But she did not allow me to do so. Kindly consider this issue while evaluating my performance, but they did not give me any leverage. So poor me. So you know, with listening, I think there was another part at fault, another part of me at fault, or maybe it was the electricity issue because I fucked up badly in one of these listening sections, as in I was not able to do it itself. I think I missed out uh, maybe 5 or 6 questions in a section. I don't know why I did that. I should have practiced the sample test more, you know, efficiently, or I should have done it in a better way, or maybe I should have taken more guidance or something. But the listening score is down because of me only. I think both the practice wise and the environment and environment wise also. But it was a boo boo by me only. Writing and speaking, I think mostly suffered because of the environment only, because I was sweating, I was thirsty, I was there were so many things at play. So there were so many negative things at play that I was not able to perform properly, and uh, as in and there was too much disturbance in the corridor, as in people were speaking, people were talking. I was getting distracted also. I had to you know keep my cool, because it was an expensive test. All these tests are very expensive, so let it be. Let me walk you through the format of the exam. And this exam is very integrated. You do not have separate listening, reading, writing, and speaking sections. You have to do them together. Let me show you something. As the test starts, the first thing you get is this instructions video and all. But after that, you have a speaking test. So you're
Time starts on the next page.
so one of the questions, the first one, the first speaking test. What do you want to study at university and why? Give details and examples to support your response. You will be evaluated on the content of your response and the accuracy of your language. Remember, as broad as my research is, this exam requires proper conclusions in speaking also. Like mostly, I suggest to my students that they should be, you know, in free fall when they are taking the speaking test of any exam. They can speak until the examiner stops them, but this one requires you to wrap things up also. I will do more research on this exam, but till now, what I've gathered, I'm sharing with you. This is the first time I'm doing something regarding this test after the result. The second question is a speaking test also, as in
Your professor asks you a question. You have 1 minute to prepare and 1 minute and 30 seconds to answer the question. Your preparation time starts.
this overall section is called independent speaking. In your opinion, what are some of the strengths of high school education in your home country? Give details and examples to support your response. You will be evaluated on the content of your response and the accuracy of your language, something similar to the previous one.
Your professor shows you an image. Describe and explain what you see. You will be evaluated on the content of your response, the accuracy of your language, and your ability to reference details in the image.
So something of this sort over here. You have to describe the data, and also you have to derive conclusions, as in what results you can have from this graph, like inferences and all. You have to speak for 2 minutes, and you get 1 minute to prepare. I don't remember properly for the speaking part, but there was a virtual writing pad for the listening test for sure. Perhaps there was one for the speaking test also, but I do not have a clear memory of that right now. As I've said, I'm making this video out of frenzy, so sorry. So as soon as this part is over, we get to integrated reading. Now see what it is about. So first of all,
In this part, you will complete reading tasks and
one
one
speaking test.
speaking task. The speaking task will be
Okay, this exam also.
read the following passage and answer 3 questions. You have 5 minutes and
Okay, so remember, CAEL also has some experimental questions, as is the case with the GRE and TOEFL. So there are, you know, a few sections that are not scored, but you won't be told if the one you're doing right now is an experimental section or a scored section. So don't take any lightly. So this was a short passage, and one of this category appeared in my real test also, with what is true of lab reports for this class. So there is an MCQ, there is a list kind of thing. Drag and drop thing. The length was quite short, as in for the text.
read the following
Now you
passage
have a long
and
passage.
answer 11 questions. You have 20 minutes to complete this task.
So now comes a bigger passage, and themes are diverse for sure. I had a passage on art. I think I had a passage on science also. So there were a lot of things to deal with. Um, it's mostly MCQs, inferences, straight away, direct information questions and all. Some were very easy, some were a bit difficult also. A few blanks in between, here and there. But I think reading I was able to manage even when the uh, you know light went off, because I have practiced a lot of reading now. So it doesn't really make any um, you know make anything of a hurdle when I have to do a reading test, even in bad conditions. But yeah, of course, it is not that I'm a reading maybe magician or something. I have problems with reading if I'm not comfortable. But I scored a 90 on 90, so I think of the answers are most of my answers must have been right. And I think if they score the exam out of 36, then I think more than 31 were right. So that quite puts forth the talent. If I talk about the, okay, this person is going to speak now. But
Your professor asks
so if I talk about the way I did the reading test, it was more or less like I'm actually a very fussy person. If I have time, I would spend it doing as much as I can. So I first read the whole passage, then I took the first question and started finding it. So I read the passage to understand it. And after that, I solve the questions by taking one at a time and matching it with the corresponding information in the passage. So I kind of did it in a very laborious way, but each to his own. You can have a sample test and then can come to know how to tackle this one. So yeah, this is an integrated speaking test now. So you can refer to the passage again, of course, the longer one, and whatever you've read over there, you have to use it to answer this question: why do engineering disasters happen? What are the causes of errors and all? You have to paraphrase the terminology given in the passage. You can't use the same words if you want to score a high score. And yeah, that is about it. And we can read the information. See, they've written, no, use the source information, but do not copy directly. So do not take excerpts out of the passage. And the parameters you can read. So short reading, long reading, and a speaking test based on the long reading. Then came integrated listening.
In this part, you will complete listening tasks and one speaking task.
I think the one thing that I had extra was a listening test only. One of those must have been an experimental phenomenon. So what happened?
Listen to the following presentation and answer 3 questions. You have 30 seconds to preview.
Um, this one is a short listening test. You can see, and you can listen and choose the answers. But I think you get some extra time afterward also. Uh, let's see what this.
Listen to the following presentation and answer 3 questions. You have 30 seconds to preview the questions, and then the presentation will begin automatically. You may answer the questions as you listen. At the end of the presentation, you will be given.
Sorry.
Listen to the following
So
presentation
yeah,
and answer 3.
I was actually, you know, in a dilemma if I should answer the questions simultaneously or if I should write the notes and then answer the questions in the last 60 seconds. So that kind of made a dent on the listening part in which I did this experiment. I should not have done it. But as I said, there were many factors against me, and I also blame myself for not preparing enough for the listening test. The problem with MCQs is that you do not have to write the answers
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Introduction to
once.
Forensic Science, or FOSC 100. I'm Dr. Mortimer, and I'll be your instructor for the course. I also want to point out from the beginning that although the course material and the learning of
The problem with MCQs is that
listen to the following lecture and answer 11 questions.
the problem with MCQs is that you do not have direct answers over there. You have to evaluate the options. So I was, you know, walking on eggshells if to choose this one or that one, and the conversation was going on, or I should type the notes and then do the questions. So I'm the wrongdoer.
Listen to the following lecture and answer 11 questions. You have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to preview the questions and
Now the longer one, and your 2 minutes and 30 seconds at the end.
listen to the
No,
following
sorry.
lecture and answer 11 questions. You have 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
You have 3 minutes at the end to answer the questions, but you can answer the questions simultaneously also.
Your professor asks you a question about the lecture. You have 1 minute to prepare and 2 minutes to answer the question. Your preparation time starts on the next page.
So here, now you have a speaking test based on the lecture you've listened to, and you can use the notes given to you here as in by CAEL only. You don't have to write them for this part of the test. You may make notes for your listening test itself, but you will be provided with notes when you have to do a speaking test based on that listening test. So don't worry. You may refer to the lecture notes by using the tab above. Use the source information, but do not copy directly. You will be evaluated on the content of your response, the accuracy of your language, and your use of the source material. Why I said that this might be a problem for IELTS academic students when they switch to it from IELTS, uh, since that exam is mostly about doing the answers, right away, apart from the MCQs part. So this one requires you to understand a lot. You have to have the memory of what you have heard or what you have uh, read. So that is not the case over there, because most IELTS reading students will be looking for keywords, locations, and all those things. Here you have to remember what you have read in order to answer the next question, not just the reading test you're doing right now. So that memory problem might be there, and that may take time to, you know, that may take you, that may take these IELTS students some time to get the hang of. So it could be a difficult, maybe transferring. It could be a difficult, shift if you jump from IELTS academic to CAEL. But each to his own. I don't know anything, so maybe this one might sound easier to you. So as soon as it has ended, uh, and you get breaks also in between. But when you return to the screen, you'll have to show the room again. You'll have to show under the bed again. You'll have to show your hands and blah blah. All the scrutiny will, all the frisking will, not frisking, I would say, but all the checking will take place, and it is gonna consume a bit of your energy and your time. So up to you if you want to take the breaks or not. Now academic unit one.
In this part, you will complete one reading task, one listening task, and one writing task. The writing task will be based on what you have read and heard.
So in this part, you will complete one reading task and one listening task and one writing task. The writing task will be based on what you've read and heard. So as I said, something very united.
Read.
One long reading, you can see the nature of the questions. Some answers require three options also. The three options also. There are blanks. And then again that drag and drop thing. A listening test.
Listen to the following lecture and answer 11 questions. You have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to preview the questions, and then the lecture will begin automatically. You may answer the questions as you listen. At the end of the lecture, you will be given 3 minutes to complete the questions.
So a similar listening test, uh, just like the ones that appeared independently or whatever, integratedly or whatever the jargon is. And there is no paper pen or paper pencil version when you take it at home. So you'll have to be a pro at using the computer to take exams, your typing and your comfort level with the screen. So screen reading also. Now a writing test.
Your professor asks you a question. You will write an answer on the next page. Use the information from the reading and lecture. Answer the question in your own words. Write at least 250 words. You have 35 minutes to complete this task.
So something very IELTS like, but you'll have to use the information from the source also. The IELTS essay is only up to you. You can write whatever you want in regard to the task, but here you have to use your ideas and the information given in the passages. Sorry, in the passage and the lecture. There's a reading passage. There is the reading passage actually, the one you have already done, and some lecture notes to aid your writing, and you have to include both in your writing, and that too equally. And then comes academic unit 2.
In this part, you will complete one reading task, one listening task, and one writing task. The writing task will be based on what you have read and heard.
So let's skip the reading and the listening parts.
Read the following passage.
Sorry.
Read the following passage and answer 11 questions. You have 20 minutes. Listen to the following lecture.
The second writing task is a bit shorter.
Your professor asks you to answer a question during an in-class quiz. Use information from the reading or lecture to write your answer. Answer the question in your own words. Write at least 100 words. You have 10 minutes to complete this task.
You can read it properly. So this one is more of a direct question. And after this, starts the result anxiety, because this is the last question of the test. So do let me know in the comments if you found it more difficult than IELTS, or as difficult as IELTS, or maybe easier than IELTS. And also if you want me to help you in regard to this test, because um, I don't think many students will be excited by this one, because off the top of my head, if I see, this might be to the distaste of a typical IELTS taker. So, but surprise me maybe. Let's see. And if you like this video, give it a like, comment, down there, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye.